From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 11, streaming now.
We begin tonight with Indianapolis playing a key role as we take a major step forward in the fight against the coronavirus pandemic. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Griffin. Emergency COVID-19 vaccines are on the way to facilities across the country, including the huge FedEx hub right here in Indianapolis. Officials at the hub call it a monumental moment for the company. Once the shipments start arriving, the hub will be instrumental in storing and making sure vaccines make it to their destinations. WRTV's Troy Washington takes a look at who could be the first in line to get the vaccine.
This may be our finest hour as a company.
FedEx is on the move and will be responsible for storing vaccines in freezers like this and making sure COVID-19 vaccines make it to their destinations.
These vaccine manufacturers and the distributors, they're already our customers. We know them, we know their business. So the government came to us because they know we have the expertise in this. They know we have the network and the capabilities and the know-how to do it.
Planes will arrive on Monday morning, and some frontline workers say they've already made plans to get vaccinated by Friday.
For Franciscan employees and those that will be getting the immunization of Franciscan, we believe the program will start on Friday. We're expecting a vaccine on Thursday. I'm signed up first on Friday morning to get the vaccine.
Dr. Todd Randall wants people to do their research right now while we wait. He couldn't stress the importance enough of how getting the vaccine could help.
We want to encourage all healthcare workers to get the vaccine. We want to protect our patients. We want to protect our families. And lastly, I think we want to protect ourselves as well, too.
After decades of being a frontline worker, he says the passion to protect remains.
We still love going to work. We still love taking care of patients. And we've accepted this risk for the last 8 to 9 months, and we're excited to have an opportunity to decrease the risk to our patients and to ourselves.
Working for you, Troy Washington, WRTV.
Troy, thank you. Healthcare workers and nursing home residents are the priority when it comes to distribution, but it's unclear who else would have access to the vaccine right away. Indiana state health officials say they expect most of the general population to get vaccinated in the spring and the summer. We've just learned senior White House officials are set to receive some of the first COVID-19 vaccines available in the U.S. That is according to an official familiar with the matter. Most of the first doses are reserved for healthcare workers in high-risk positions. Several White House officials have tested positive for COVID-19 during the pandemic. That includes President Trump. Right now on the WRTV News app, we have everything you need to know about COVID-19 vaccines. We've got information in a question and answer format, so it is easy to follow and understand. Plus, several stories you'll want to see as Indiana starts receiving the first doses of a COVID vaccine. That is all on WRTV.com/coronavirus. And here are the very latest numbers tonight from the state health department. Another 6,025 Hoosiers have been diagnosed with COVID-19. 37 more Hoosiers have died with the virus, bringing the total number of deaths to 6,495. Since March, more than 425,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus. More than 4.9 million tests have been administered right here in Indiana. Right now, there is a major hiring effort underway by CVS to assist with the massive COVID-19 vaccination effort. The company wants to hire 700 licensed pharmacy techs in Indiana by the end of the year. A CVS spokesman says the added staff will play a critical role in the eventual retail vaccination efforts. It comes as CVS prepares to distribute the vaccine to the general population. Pharmacy techs will also help with COVID-19 testing. For more information about this opportunity, go to hiringhoosiers.com. Now to your forecast tonight, meteorologist Kyle Mounts joins me now. And Kyle, we were kind of talking earlier, we're like back to reality. It feels more like December outside right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. You know, we enjoyed those 60s last week, but those are a distant memory at this point. Today, we made it to 40 degrees with those cloudy skies, but that's really pretty close to where we should be. Our average high now dipping into the upper 30s. We're not too far from where we had that high temperature, though, because we've still got that blanket of cloud cover. It's 37 37 in Martinsville, 36 in Greenfield and Crawfordsville. Clouds, they haven't gone anywhere. You notice there's a little bit of rain here, but it's just south and east of the WRTV area, part of a much larger storm system that will just skirt by to our south and east. So as we go into tomorrow morning, we've got dry conditions for you. Temperatures that will start off around 30 degrees. So we've got the chill. I'll let you know, and we'll add in some snow showers coming up.
All right, Kyle, thank you. President Trump and his allies have lost nearly 50 lawsuits seeking to change the outcome of the election. Time is running out. The Electoral College will cast their votes tomorrow. It's the next step in making President-elect Joe Biden's victory official. Indiana's presidential electors will officially cast their votes for president and vice president at 10 a.m. in the House of Representatives chamber at the State House. The State House will offer a live stream for public viewing. College football fans, we do have an update tonight on the Old Oaken Bucket game that was canceled this weekend. This tweet from IU says the game has been rescheduled for this coming Friday at 7:30 p.m. in Bloomington. The game was canceled due to positive COVID-19 cases among the players on both the IU and Purdue football teams.
If you're in Lafayette and Bloomington today, you don't have students. So you do not see students until February. Right now, we have two great college football seasons going on at Notre Dame and Indiana University, and there is zero economic activity based on that.
Game day in college towns across the state looks much different this year. Local businesses are missing the big crowds that college football games bring. In Bloomington, IU students will not be returning to campus until February. The general manager of Uptown Cafe on Kirkwood Avenue says right now times remain difficult for his business. Since Thanksgiving, they have seen a dramatic drop in sales. The family restaurant has been in Bloomington open for 44 years. Over the summer, they saw success by expanding their patio, and now they are getting creative by adding these heated igloos. The GM says it's not just the athletic events and students that his restaurant relies on.
It wasn't only just students, but parents visiting in town, the big sporting events coming in town every weekend, other arts and film events around town that were generating a lot of traffic for us, and we've completely missed out on that this year. So it's been a dramatic drop, and most of the restaurants and businesses here do see a correlation between when the school's in session and when it's not.
The GM says he understands people are uncomfortable, but he says restaurants have always followed rigorous safety procedures. He encourages people to find ways to support local businesses because many, he says, are on the brink of closing. The Indiana Restaurant and Lodging Association reports 20% of Indiana restaurants have closed during the pandemic, and more than 30% don't expect to make it through the next 6 months without federal relief. Tonight, children from central Indiana who have either been abused, neglected, or abandoned were showered with love and community support. Take a look at this. The Villages of Indiana hosted a drive-through holiday celebration for their foster families tonight. The event replaced their annual Christmas party that is typically held in a large banquet hall, but due to COVID-19, they decided this was the best decision to still show the foster parents they appreciate all their hard work investing in the children and helping them heal. They also want the kids to know Christmas is not canceled this year.
I think every child that the Villages serves not only deserves but yearns for family traditions, family celebrations, and even as young children, I think all of us draw on what we remember as a child when we become an adult. So we're nurturing the future parents of our state by giving them some very special celebrations this Christmas, even as unusual as this Christmas is amidst a pandemic.
It's awesome because, this is a really hard time, so it's great that they kind of found a way to still celebrate and let us have some fun. I mean, these people are, they help us through everything. We've been foster parents for about 4 years with the Villages through all of it, and it's definitely been a lot that we've been through, and all of the people here have, been with us every step of the way.
Well, families tonight got to stop at stations in the parking lot at the Villages headquarters. They took home holiday party favors, a cookie decorating kit, hot cocoa, gifts, and even a take-home pizza. They also got tickets to Christmas Night of Lights at the State Fairgrounds. Still ahead, more people than ever are expected to do their holiday shopping online this year. But if you're not careful, that can be a high cost to that convenience. Listen up before you log on. We have information coming up that could keep you from being scammed. The pandemic is forcing many Americans to ditch in-store shopping for online this holiday season. Experts say cyber criminals will be looking to take advantage. But as Usher Qureshi found, there are some simple tricks you can do to protect your digital profile while searching for those perfect gifts.
More than 50% of consumers say they will shop online this holiday season due to the pandemic. That spending is projected to account for more than $200 billion.
There is probably going to be more fraudulent use of online deliveries than we have seen before.
Neil Deswani is a cybersecurity expert at Stanford University and the author of Big Breaches: Cybersecurity Lessons for Everyone. He says COVID-related phishing scams spiked as soon as the pandemic hit. And with malware attacks, unencrypted data, and third-party breaches, there will likely be more this holiday shopping season.
Cyber criminals are very well aware of the current situation, and they are going to do everything they can to take advantage of it.
According to the FBI, cybercrime has increased by 400% this year. But there are things consumers can do to protect themselves. Consider identity protection services. These companies can monitor many data sources, including credit files, social media, and the dark web. Two-step verification. Enable two-factor authentication for every online account you have that offers it. And freezing your credit. Call the 3 major credit services and freeze your credit.
I think that your credit should be regularly frozen, except when you go about getting a new home mortgage or getting a car loan. You can always unfreeze it just before you do any of those activities.
Another vulnerability that Deswani says is important to pay attention to is your home router.
If you've bought your home router and you just hooked it up and you didn't say change the password on it, then attackers can take advantage of those commonly used default passwords and hack into your home router. And once they've done that, they can control anything and everything that you can see.
With increased remote working, learning, and online shopping, experts say a cyber pandemic could be the next catastrophic global event. Understanding your cyber risks and taking measures now could, they say, protect you in the long run. I'm Usher Qureshi reporting.
Businesses in the town of Speedway are hoping people will consider visiting their stores, restaurants, and even hotels this holiday season. It has been a difficult year for many of them, with limited or no fans at the races earlier this year. And on top of that, the pandemic is causing sales to be lower. That is why the Chamber of Commerce created 12 days of Speedway. Starting last Thursday and leading up to Christmas Eve, locations throughout the town are offering special deals. We visited Three Sisters in a trunk today on Main Street. The owner of the boutique says she is making it by with just enough to get by and is hopeful for 2021. But she knows many business owners are facing major challenges in effort to remain open.
I really feel for the younger ones that's got a family. They got children in junior high, high school. They got car payments and mortgage payments, and they're running their own business. It is really difficult. And if you can think of those people, and if they have anything at all, go support them. Go eat in their restaurants, have their mechanics fix your car, whatever you can do, because we all are in this together.
Another business taking part in 12 days of Speedway is the Courtyard by Marriott on Crawfordsville Road. The director of sales says Christmas is typically a slower time for the hotel industry, but he hopes by providing lower rates as part of this new campaign, it will encourage people to visit.
Speedway is a small town within a big city, and we are just like the downtown restaurants and everywhere else, that we need that business just to sustain all the people that we have working for us, you know. Restaurants, we're not the only ones hurt in the service industry, and we have housekeepers that clean those rooms to keep the business people coming in and doing what they have to do and keeping it open. And we want to work with all the establishments that are within the 12 or doing the 12 days of Christmas because, you know, if we're in it, they're in it, we're in it together.
Right now on the WRTV News app, we do have a story connecting you to all of the Speedway businesses taking part in this new campaign. Kyle.
All right, our temperatures out there, they have been falling today, and they will be in the 30s for highs for much of the upcoming week. That's where we find them right now. 38 downtown, 40 in Shelbyville, and 37 degrees in Kokomo. By tomorrow morning, we'll dip down into the upper and middle 20s across central Indiana. 27 for you in Lafayette, 28 in the city, and 30 in Columbus, but it's going to feel a little bit colder than that because we are going to have a northwest breeze tomorrow, about 10 to 15 miles per hour. So that's going to give us wind chills as you head out the door. Around 18 degrees there at 8 a.m. And even as we get into the afternoon, it's only going to feel like the middle 20s at best. So a chilly day, one of those where you're going to need those layers here. As we go throughout our Monday, one thing that will be nice, we'll see a return of some sunshine kind of scour out the thick cloud cover that we had throughout the day today. But you also notice it doesn't last terribly long. As we get into tomorrow evening, we already see those clouds moving back in from the west. No precipitation, though, with them just yet. Your Monday forecast, mix of sun and clouds here throughout the morning. Those temperatures not really going to do a whole lot of warming here. We're still around 30 degrees, even as we get to noon at 32 for the actual air temperature. But again, remember, it's going to feel like the middle 20s here. Your actual temperature making it into the middle 30s. So actually tomorrow, a little bit below average for this time of year with a high of 36 in Indy and Columbus, 34 in Lafayette. Pretty quiet weather to start off the week, but we take you with TrueCast here Tuesday night into Wednesday. Going to be a weather system that develops and looks like it could bring some snow showers to central Indiana. I don't think we're going to see a lot in the way of accumulation. Should be fairly light, but could see a little bit here out of this system before it cranks up into a bigger storm system as it moves toward the east coast. And there they could see 6 to maybe 12 inches of snow. Nothing like that in our forecast, but of course we'll continue to watch that track here as we go through the next couple of days. High temperatures in the middle 30s here right on through Wednesday with that chance of snow showers, and the mornings are going to be a bit colder as well with lows in the 20s, actually the lower 20s there by Thursday and Friday morning. As we go into next weekend, another chance for some rain and snow showers by Saturday. Nicole?
All right, Kyle, thank you. Well, many people go to Las Vegas hoping luck is on their side. The Colts went there today and simply played one of their best games of the entire season. Coming up, Brad has a look at how some individual performances led to a key victory.
Sunday's game in Las Vegas turned into perhaps the best example of the balanced offense the Colts have been striving for all season. In the first half, it was the combo of Phillip Rivers to T.Y. Hilton that got the Colts headed in the right direction. Their first touchdown connection gave the Colts a 10-0 lead and got the entire offense involved in a well-choreographed celebration.
I feel great. Like I told him, I'm here. Whenever you need me, whenever you need a big play, come to me. There's nobody that can stop me, regardless. I don't care who it is. You're not gonna stop me. And whatever my team need me to do, like I always say, I'm here to do it. And we needed those plays, and he came to me and I made them.
The Raiders scored the next 2 touchdowns, but T.Y.'s second score would put Indy back in the lead. Rivers to Hilton for 41 yards. T.Y. was wide open for the 17-14 lead. 20-14 was the margin at halftime.
Again, we had some hiccups, but you like to think we've been doing this all year, and that's what you hope you do, and you hope you're playing your best ball here in the fourth quarter, and that's what we're going to need to do to accomplish our regular season goals and to ultimately give ourselves a chance in the postseason.
The second half saw the Colts crank up the rushing attack in the form of Jonathan Taylor. His second touch of the third quarter would turn out to be the Colts' longest play of the game and his longest of the season. 62 yards later, the Colts were once again up by 10.
It's hard to get yards in this league, so getting a bit of fresh air was definitely fulfilling. But we know that Phillip always talks about a new chapter. We got to begin again starting next week, but it definitely felt good to get some fresh air.
Taylor would get another score in the fourth. Nyheim Hines lined up at quarterback, but the Wildcat call goes to Taylor. He finished with 150 rush yards on 20 carries, by far his best showing of the season.
No matter when your number is called, you must execute at a high level because you never know. That could be the play that doesn't determine the game, but it could be a big factor in, changing the game either your way or the other team's way.
And looming all around once again was the Colts defense. After giving up a quick 14 points in the middle of the first half, they found their rhythm. Kenny Moore's second quarter interception with one hand in the end zone was one of the more spectacular plays on either side of the ball all season.
Well, on that call, I was just reading Renfro, and he went out and Waller stayed up, and I just made a play. I saw Carr eyeing before the play.
Moore would later force a fumble in the fourth quarter that ultimately would start to put this game away for good.
Just being in this defense and being coachable, we're coached to stay poised throughout the down and each play. You just got to stay on the cycle of the snap. Each play is going to be a new play, so you just got to keep playing.
And it would be the D that had the final showstopper. Tipped pass falling right into the hands of Khari Willis. No one near him for a stroll to the end zone. The Colts once again using a dominant back end of the game to put it away. 44-27 when it was done. The Colts' highest point total of the season and their best since November of 2014.
So many good things in all three phases. We talked about all week, just dialing in, getting ready for this game, and walking off that field, the most physical team on the field today. And I believe we accomplished that against a good team.
The Titans also won on Sunday, so the Colts will stay in the wild card pack. Indy currently sits as the number 6 seed in the AFC behind the Browns. Cleveland plays tomorrow night. The Colts are back home next Sunday to take on Houston for the second time in 3 weeks. IU with a final home game before the Big Ten schedule begins. Assembly Hall empty except for about 100 parents and family members of the team. The Hoosiers facing North Alabama. A 23-7 open for IU had them off and running. Trey Galloway came off the bench and had a fast start. He finished the day with 11 points, one of 4 IU players to score in double figures. Trace Jackson Davis was solid again, 15 points and 7 rebounds. Just 4 of 8 shooting from the field, but he moved the ball well. IU led 40-24 at halftime. Armand Franklin led the Indiana scoring with 19 points. That's his best effort at IU. Same for the 5 3-pointers he made. A steady effort on Sunday afternoon. They did have 18 turnovers and missed 13 free throws. So there's still plenty of work to do. 87-52 when this one was done.
I think that's going to be the Armand that we get used to seeing. Maybe not 5.5 or whatever he had, but consistently being able to knock those open ones in. When he has that, with the way he's defending for us and the way he's creating, he's turning into a terrific player.
IU will face Butler in the Crossroads Classic Saturday at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. Their Big Ten opener is next Wednesday against Northwestern. Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
This is a look inside the first ever Chanukah Takeover Winter Lights at Newfields. More than 3,700 people bought tickets for this special one-night event. Newfields partnered with the Jewish Federation of Greater Indianapolis that featured traditional songs, a blue and white light show, menorahs. There was also special food and beverages, creating a one-of-a-kind holiday tasting experience.
There's something really special about taking a holiday that usually is celebrated in the home and being able to celebrate it with your entire community, and to bring the fact that our Jewish community here in Indianapolis is a strong and vibrant one out into a public space, with the hopes that we can share a little bit of our holiday cheer and spirit with the rest of the Indianapolis community.
Well, leaders with the Jewish Federation say this partnership with Newfields allows their community to celebrate tonight and create memories that will last a lifetime. And Kyle, I know it was Hanukkah. I made a mistake.
And, some nice weather really out there to enjoy some of the lights. It's going to be a little bit colder, though, as we go forward here. We've got those highs in the 30s for much of this week, and we could see a few snow showers here going into our Wednesday. Right now, it looks like less than an inch of accumulation from that.
All right, Kyle, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us. Good Morning Indiana starts at 4:30. We hope you have a great night.